My name's Matt Hatfield, and many of you know me. At any rate, that's what I had for dinner: the steak and the potatoes, mushrooms rather, steak and mushrooms. Anyway, well, here's what happened. I watched all three rallies today: Minnesota from our president, Minnesota, Michigan whiskey. It was cold out. Everyone had gloves on. But the thing is this: these polls are so dishonest, and I'm amazed at how many gullible people. A lot of people are indifferent, don't care. But I don't know if you guys know about the lying, the polls, the manipulation that Satan's making in these last days. The great deception, the media censorship, Twitter censorship, Facebook censorship, medical censorship. What percent of doctors are accurate? Way less than 50, okay. They want to push their narrative, okay. You know the third leading death in the world is medical malpractice. So your car accidents, heart attacks, or I think heart attacks, car accidents, and then medical malpractice. So the doctors have a better chance of killing you than curing you, okay? It's this protocol. Everyone wants to go by a protocol. There's very few cures with the vaccination. The few vaccinations work 20% of the time, and they injure you about 20% of the time, so it's a give and take. They're giving out immunotherapy. They're calling it a vaccine, but it's really an immunotherapy, what Trump received, with the the monoclonal antibodies. That's what I take for my brain tumor. They cured it, except it was Opdivo. They called it something else. It's the same family. I get the rat serum or the rabbit serum, and the cell host, and then it goes and it takes the brakes off the immune system. So that's what it does. It boosts the immune. It's an immune system boost that is the vaccine that Pfizer's coming out with. That's the vaccine, but the polls are way off. This Nate Silver guy's a fraud. He's a homosexual, by the way. And what does that mean? Well, that means he's deviant. Many serial killers are homosexuals. It's a weird choice to begin with. So he's a Tory. That's fraudulent. And then he goes on. The polls are fraudulent. He gives bad letter grades. The polls that won't lean left, that's fraudulent. So he's the lines maker. He's the guy that makes the openers for the political betting market. There's not a lot of sharps. There's some sharp sports bettors. There's not a lot of sharp political wagers. They don't get the sharpest ones are the ones that understand that Nate is a total fraud. The marketplace is not efficient. I was arguing with Ed Golden and his racist partner Jeff. Anyway, so there was that the argument that the political market's efficient is not an efficient place. Is this true or is it not true? They don't understand how much the polls are lying. Okay, and it's a shame that everybody believes this alternate reality of what's true or not. I went over all 50 states here. I got some of this. I just did all 50 states here. I did the polling, boots on the ground, and then I just I used my model. On that. So, the next thing is, why is Mike Locksley running out the clock when he had 37 seconds and one timeout on the 42-yard line of the Gophers? It was third down, or fourth down rather. So he could have went for the first. I would have ran it down to about 13 or 12, call the timeout, and then throw for a first down for a long field goal. If it's incomplete, they got 5 or 6 seconds left, 60 yards away. So that's what he was worried about, them not converting with 32. Instead of playing it, he didn't call the timeout, so that was a mistake. He got lucky in overtime. The Gopher guy missed the extra point, and he'll take that to his grave. Hawaii's a mess without Nick Rolovich. The new system, they're trying to run the ball. That's terrible. They need to be throwing it. They got passing players, and they're trying to run the ball. It's a terrible coach hire. But I guess Rolovich kind of left them hanging, so they didn't have a lot of time. But these polls are lying. So it's up. It comes down to Pennsylvania. Apparently, is what Barnes and Parrish were telling me. And the thing is, Western PA, the Italians in the western part of the state are going to carry Pennsylvania. There's a lot of upset people. The frackers, they got fracked over by Joe and Kamala. They want to take out all the fracking. The Western PAs, they want to send it off to China. I ain't going to China. It's us against China. Understand that? USA versus China. So this is the last 4 or 5 year period before the rapture. It might be 4 or 5 minutes, but it could be. That could be it. That can be it. Coach Craig Bull of Wyoming did a nice defensive job on Hawaii. Tomorrow's action: DJ Ugalele, Clemson, 24.5. They take the reins off a little bit. They should be okay. The thing about laying 24 instead of 30, so when you're up 20, you